My name is Mariana Rosado. I'm going to be covering today protection from the element here in Great Falls, Montana. Great Falls, Montana can be an extreme place to live in. The temperatures can change drastically, and if you're not prepared, it can sneak up on you and you can find yourself in a life-threatening situation. Next. Today we're going to be covering wind chill, how it affects us here in Great Falls, Montana, cold weather clothing, things that you can do to protect yourself from this type of weather, frostbite and hypothermia, how to recognize it and what to do in case you're encountered with it. Next. So here we have the wind chill chart, okay? You can notice how can the wind chill can affect the temperatures, okay? So for example, today we had a high temperature of 60 with wind gusts of 35 miles per hour, okay? It felt outside like it was 15. For that, you need to have the type of clothing and be prepared to encounter the type of changing weather. Next. So this is another chart that you can see how we do encounter in certain times of the year negative 40 to negative 54. Okay, skin can freeze if you're from exposures from 2 to 5 minutes of exposure to those type of temperatures. Okay, so that's when hypothermia, numbness of extremity can sink in. So you need to have layers and cover the skin, keep active, and the proper clothing. Next. So you're going to need proper clothing from the month of October through May, okay? Sometimes even longer, okay? So you want to make sure you have the proper type of clothing, even if you're not going to need it. Even if you don't need this type of clothing, you want to have it with you. These are some of the items that you want to have with you when you're during your month of cold weather. Next. So you want to make sure you have your outer liner, your Gore-Tex pants. Just make sure you have proper clothing to cover your whole body in order to keep warm. Okay? You want to have gloves, hats, boots, anything that you need for your extremity. You want to not limit yourself to these items that are recommended. Make sure you can always wear a face mat, hand warmers, leg warmers. Those can always come handy. Anything that can keep your body warm and with protection from the elements. Okay, so your cold weather clothing, you want to make sure you dress in layers, okay? So you want to protect you want to protect from the cold. You want to make sure you protect the head, okay? The head, you can lose up to 40% of body heat just out of your head. You want to protect your extremities. Your extremities are going to be away from the core, so they can have they're more propense to get cold faster. Next. Okay, so you want to dress in layers with waterproof, water-resistant clothing. Okay, you want to make sure you have some type of, whether it's wool, synthetic, you want to make sure you have ventilation from you don't want to be sweating underneath and creating that wetness inside of you. Okay, you want to make sure any type of clothing that you have is going to be useless to you if it becomes wet. Okay, this is why we stress that it is water resistant, waterproof, especially with your socks, boots. Make sure they're waterproof and water resistant. So frostbite. Frostbite, when you encounter frostbite, some of the things that you're going to notice it's going to be freezing from the deep layers of the skin tissue. Okay? Pale, waxy, white skin is going to be the way for you to recognize it. The skin is going to become hard and numb. Okay? Usually, statistically, it's going to affect your extremities. Those extremities that are away from the core. Your nose, your face, your ears, your hands, your fingers. Those are the things that are going to be affecting. Next. These are some of the pictures how you're going to be able to recognize it. You can see the pale, waxy color to it. Next. What should you do? Remove the person from the cold to a warm, dry area if possible. okay? Don't leave the person alone. Remove any wet or tight clothing, okay? Do not rub the affected area because rubbing can cause further damage to the skin, okay? Next. Gently place the affected area in warm water, okay? It is going to be a slow, time-consuming process. So you want to make sure you do have the time to warm up the area, okay? It's going to be again, a long process. Just because you want to do it properly. If not, it can cause more damage to the tissue. Next. Okay, after you've done, after you place the area in warm water or have started the process into warming the area, the skin is going to become puffy, blistered. Okay. The area should be kept warm, okay? Wrap it around, keep it tight, keep it warm. Do not expose it again to the cold weather. Next, if there's a chance that the victim can be exposed to the cold weather again, okay? You want to make sure you don't warm the area, okay? If you do, you need to, regardless, seek medical attention immediately. Hypothermia. These are your early signs of hypothermia are going to be your temperature of your body is going to drop from 98.6 to below 95 degrees. Okay. Your symptoms are going to be drowsiness. You're going to have slurred speech, clumsy movements. Okay. And the person is going to have a confused behavior. Those are going to be your symptoms for hypothermia. Call 911, call it for emergency if you can. If not, remove the area remove the person, if available, to a warm, dry area. Okay? Remove any wet clothing that the person might have and wrap the person with warm blankets if available. Okay? Have the person drink warm, sweet drinks. Avoid drinking any caffeine or alcohol. Do not give them any alcohol or caffeine. This will, again, reduce the body from heating up, from preserving the heat. Have the person move to their arms and legs to warm up, okay? The friction will create warmth. So have the person move. Do not place them in warm water bath. This may stop their heart, okay? Next. Okay, so once you've called for emergency body heat, if you have hypothermia and you're in the water and you still cannot get away from the water, try to call 911 immediately, okay? That your body heat can be lost up to 25 times faster when you're inside the water, okay? Do not remove any clothing if you're in the water. The water and the clothes will actually create a layer of warmth, which it would insulate, and it will slow down the loss of heat at that time. Okay, next. Okay, so once you do that, if you can, if possible, again, get out of the water quickly. Do not climb anything. Floating, do not attempt to swim. Swimming will, again, make you lose more energy and will decrease your body heat. It actually will reduce the time, your survival time, from about 50%. Okay, if getting out of the water is not possible, wait quietly, conserve the body heat. Folding your arms, chest, keeping your clothes tight together, bending your knees. Just keep motion as much as you can. And if you can, again, huddle together with chest held closely. It's great pictures for demonstration. Next. So today we went over wind chill, cold weather clothing, frostbite, hypothermia, how to recognize them, how to prevent them, and what to do. Okay? Just remember, the more you're prepared for the cold weather, the more gear you have, whether you need it or not. It can prevent your life, it can prevent from loss of life or limb. Okay, thank you.